So, again, the basic point here is about emphasis. Whichever point you put last has the greatest emphasis, so whichever topic you draw is the point that you put last. Now, another suggestion is to write each of these points with slightly more content than you can fit in any one speech. So maybe instead of being 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 2 minutes, you make them 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 3 minutes. Then, whichever topic you draw, you spend the full 3 minutes on, and then compress the other 2 points. So you spend a minute and a half on eternality, a minute and a half on omniscience, and then 3 minutes on omnipresence, assuming that you draw the topic of omnipresence. Now that takes a little bit more work and a little bit more thinking and talking on your feet, but intermediate to advanced apologetic students should be able to handle it without much difficulty. Okay, suggestion number 2 is only one topic, and let's see what this looks like. Oh, I seem to have gotten the fade in backwards. Well, regardless of that, you can see that point 1 is that God is not like us. So in this case, you're spending a little bit more time on what really it means to be an incommunicable attribute. Well, what do these three have in common? Well, they're incommunicable. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means that God is not like us. And here you would say something about the majesty of God and the wonder of God and the reality that God is not at all like us in many, many ways, including eternality, omniscience, and omnipresence. That God should be worshipped for the ways that he is different and so much better than we are. And then once you've done that for a minute or two, move on to your second point, where you'd have 2 minutes about eternality, or 2 minutes about omniscience, or 2 minutes about omnipresence, depending which one you drew. So the reason I said this was only one topic is because you're not talking about all three in the same speech, as you are in the first suggested outline. Under this suggested outline, you are only going to talk about one, depending on which topic you draw. So those are just suggestions. Feel free to use them, adapt them, make your own, whatever works best for you. Okay, resources, part 1, because they cannot all fit on one slide. Books, starting off. You've got The Knowledge of the Holy by A.W. Tozer, which is always great for anything in Category 1 dealing with the nature and the attributes of God. Chapters 7, 10, and 14 are on eternality, omniscience, and omnipresence, respectively. And then Wayne Grudem has an entire chapter on God's incommunicable attributes in his Systematic Theology, which is a great resource. Okay, websites here for eternality. I'm just going to put these up, and then I'm going to let you look at them on your own time. And then everything else bumps up at once. That makes my job a whole lot easier. I don't have to advance the slides manually. Well, you can see there, one's for eternality, one's for omniscience, and one's for omnipresence. So you will have plenty of resources there. And those are of great content, great places to look for quotes. A lot of them have verses about these topics. And those are all good articles on the web that you could go and access. Now, speaking of verses, that's what Resources Part 2 is about. And here we've got ones on eternality, ones on omniscience, ones on omnipresence. So feel free to put those into your favorite Bible website, or maybe you still use a paper Bible for apologetics, which would also be great in your research, and you can just flip it open and go find those references and see what the Bible has to say about these incommunicable attributes. Well, that is the end of this video. I have enjoyed getting back to the Thoroughly Prepared series, and I hope you have as well. You can be looking out for more videos like this in the future. Well, I hope that this video has been very beneficial in helping to launch you on your card writing journey. Until next time, I'm Caleb DeLon. So long, and God bless.